Alright mate, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. The FPL season has started already. Yes, the Premier League season hasn't started yet, but the FPL season, the Fantasy Premier League season, has begun because the FPL guys have released all the values for everyone and you can start to build your provisional squads. It's probably going to have a lot of changes, a lot of iterations between now and when the season starts, but it's time to get started. Today we've got a special video because I like to think I represent the everyday FPL player, a hobby player. I don't spend a lot of time on my team. As a result, I'm probably not as good as I could be if I spent more time on it, but it's not my top priority. Someone who has loads of time to spend on it, who does nothing else with their life, and it is their top priority, is my brother, Seb, who's with us today.
Can you hear that salt from the other side of the table? Got nothing better to do, mate. It's just all skill, mate. Skill. Okay, well, work smart, not hard.
There is no doubt about it. Seb is pretty good at FPL. What's your best finish ever, Seb, and how did you do last year?
Yeah, last year was a pretty good season for me. Just outside the top 6k, so a decent top 10k finish. Looking to build on it for this year, Spen.
He doesn't like it when I say this, but Seb does spend a lot of time on his FPL. He has all the little websites open, he has all the little info. And I'm not using this to mug him off. It's why he's good, but I don't do that stuff. So in this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to give myself a timer for someone who is time poor to make an FPL team as quickly as they can. The first draft for this year. I'm going to try and set up a team in 10 minutes. At the end of that 10 minutes, while we review my team, Seb is going to show us his team that he's taken a little bit more time on. That it's undoubtedly probably going to be a better team, probably going to get more points. And you guys can compare and contrast and see which kind of FPL player you are going to be this year. But before we get into that, we've got to finish a little series here. Seb and I have had a little sequence of matches going head-to-head on Football Manager Versus mode. A very exciting, very cool, innovative new mode on Football Manager. Right, back with some more Versus mode content. If you've seen the last few videos we've done, Seb and I have had two really good battles. It's 1-1, and it's time for a decider. The old firm derby. I'm Celtic, Seb is Rangers. We picked them randomly, we tossed a coin, and we're going to find out who is the League of Brothers champion.
This is it, Spen, the decider, mate. This is it.
It's a very good Rangers side, I'm not going to lie.
The thing is, I'm the favourites, which puts the pressure on.
Come on, Celtic.
Can we not get 1,000 yellow cards this time, please? Just chill with the yellow cards a little bit.
Early yellow card already.
Another one. I've got 2 yellow cards inside the first 10 minutes. You joking me?
I heard you fine your players if they don't get enough yellows. Here we go. Juranovic. Look at the bend on that.
Find the danger, man.
Oh, no.
Kent.
He's a Kent. Don't foul him.
In the box. Diallo!
He's not even been playing in the real loan. They're not even been playing him, so that shouldn't count.
Giving him a chance, mate. Giving him a chance. They're dilly-dally in the pace here. They've done it again. Morelos. Oh,
my Spurs centre-back, Carter Vickers again. So Spursy.
Go on, son. There it is.
Oh, no.
Oh, Joseph.
Out. Come on now.
Oh, no.
Butterfingers, crisp packet wrists. Joe Hart, get out of my club. That's killed me.
That is absolutely brutal. The Rangers faithful. Diallo. Oh, Joe Hart. Joseph Hart. What have you done?
It's actually funny. Forrest. Oh.
Oh, golly.
Rangers 3, Joe Hart 0.
Your keeper's had a shocker there. We got very, very lucky, but we will not complain. The home advantage has helped, definitely. We did set it up as one-legged one just to show you how fast-paced this game can be. But you can do so many more options. Cups, leagues, get loads of people involved. If you guys want to get involved in FM22 and, of course, the Versus mode, link in the description and get yourself signed up for FMFC as well.
Well, there you go. Seb has taken the crown this time. He is officially the FM Versus mode champion. But it's a new year when it comes to FPL fantasy football. Is this my year? Am I going to be champion? Seb, do you think I've got any chance?
No.
Not any chance?
Well, beating me?
Yeah, like, not even 10%.
If you actually paid attention to it, then no.
Right, well, let's see if he's true. Let's see if he's right to be so confident. We're going to go through this process right now. We're going to select my squad, and I'm giving myself a timer for this, guys, don't forget. So we'll see how long it takes. At the end
of the timer, I'm going to roast his team a little bit. Well, potentially. Last year, I roasted your team a little bit.
You did.
This year, you never know. You might have improved. But 10 minutes is going to be a tough ask. We will go through some of the best options in the different price ranges. Then I've whacked together a little draft at the end. That's undoubtedly going to change a lot before the season starts. But it's where I'm at right now.
Start the timer. All I'm going to say this. Before you guys mug me off in the comments, just have a little think about yourself. What sort of FPL player are you? Are you a 10-minute Thomas? Or are you a 6-hour Seb? 6 hours a week. Easy. That's what he does on this game. Right. Starting the timer. 10 minutes. Goalkeeper. Obviously, I need 2 of them. Now, I know we don't want to go too big on the old goalkeepers. I think Sanchez probably goes in there from Brighton. Martinez is interesting at 5 mil from Aston Villa. but I'm trying to save money right now. I might come back to him. So I'm almost a minute in. I haven't even done my goalkeepers. Mesley at 4.5. I'm going to go Pickford. I don't know if Frank Lampard's going to sort the defence out. He's got Tarkowski in though. Right, defence. I know Trent at 7.5 seems like people were surprised he didn't go up more, I think. Cancelo's 7 mil now. These are sorted by last year's points right now, aren't they?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's change it to price at least. Perisic is a defender, by the way. Oh my, I'm throwing him in there because, I mean, he's a winger by trade. Yes, they're thinking they're going to use him as a wing back. Maybe that's what he was doing at Inter Milan in Syria, but that's interesting. If he plays, I mean, who are they going to play on the left if they don't play him?
Sessegnon. Reguilon.
Is it just, Reguilon. But does Conte like Reguilon? I'm not sure he does. Yeah.
I can tell you one thing that might really help your thinking if you like.
Go on.
There's 5 subs this year in the Premier League.
So
and the interesting thing with the defender is, as long as they get subbed up after 60 minutes, it could actually help. They could bank clean sheet points, and then if they concede later on, it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, that's the sort of level I haven't got time to think about. But Ben White's gone in at 4.5 million. I'm just seeing if there's any other nice 4.5 mil.
You've got 7 minutes left.
Pickups. Any little dirt. Oh, there's a lot of little 4.5, isn't it, to be fair? I feel like one of these boys at Brighton could be good. Dunk or Duffy. Lamptey, is he going to be fit this year?
He's always a fitness concern, isn't he, Lamptey? But if he starts, he's a steal at 4.5, that's for sure.
Okay, Fofana. Bosh, he's going in. I don't know why, I just like him, and he's not got a broken leg this year. Reguilon again, 4.5. What am I paying for Perisic? Maybe 5.5 isn't as cheap as I thought it was, actually. Oh dear. I'm only thinking that because he's going to be an attacking
Remember, you
player.
can't have everyone starting, so you don't need to. You could leave some bench fodder for later. You can just build your team and then bench fodder it later. I'll just give you that.
No, it's true, but I'm just trying to get some sort of base.
Get someone 4 million in just as a placeholder.
Yeah.
Anyone.
True.
Really.
All right, let's throw him in and see what happens. Right, midfield. How are we doing for time?
5 minutes, 50 seconds left.
6 minutes left. Okay, well, I mean, the big boys, Salah, the De Bruyne, the Sons, but they're expensive. Bowen, 8.5, obviously had a great year last year. Saka, 8 mil. Arsenal's team's going to be stronger. Gabriel Jesus, actually, is someone I might look at as a striker. Coutinho, 7 mil. I fancy him. I'm just going to throw him in there. Well, Rafinha, where's he going to be? If he goes to Chelsea, then again, does he definitely start at Chelsea? Probably does. Ødegaard, Rashford. I'm not even looking at fixtures, by the way. And that's another thing that the 10-minute Thomases won't do. They won't look at fixtures.
10-minute Tommy.
Yeah.
10-minute Tommy's looking at no fixture tickers, by the way.
Actually, I'm going to rename it. It's a 6-minute Spenny against 6 Hour Seb.
Okay,
Let's do that.
St Maximin. I got stamina.
I'm throwing St Maximin in there. I think I start every year with St Maximin, and I often take him out. He gets injured a lot.
I just put him in there and he comes out.
Put him in there. I mean, he gets injured a lot, and but he's one of the boys that could sort of sustain the Newcastle revolution. McAllister 5.5. I don't mind him at Brighton. Just looking for some little deals here.
When you get the players you know you definitely want, then you can.
I don't know who I want. I'm coming in. I'm a 6-minute Spencer, mate. I don't have time to think about this until I turn it on.
Your 6 minutes is up, mate. You got 4 left.
Okay. Man United's a mess, I'll tell you, because if they're betting Eriksen as well, they're going to have Eriksen, Fernandes, and
Eriksen's
Van de Beek.
5.5 mil, by the way.
Yeah, but they're all the same position. They can't all play.
It's 5.5.
Van de Beek is having a stinker.
3 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay, let's look at our attack things. We've got a few midfielders in there. Haaland is the elephant in the room. Do I stick Haaland in there? Vardy's got no chance this year. I think he's done now, Vardy. Ronaldo, if he goes to Chelsea, 10.5 for Ronaldo is good value. Darwin is very interesting. So if I was a classic casual FPL player here, you just come in, you put all the new boys in. You go Darwin, you go Haaland, and you go. And
How
you
much
just
money
get
you got
excited.
left for those 3 players? If you do 3 spots, if you do that, 25 mil. You got like a lot. You could do that.
I know. You just go all the new boys. You get excited. This is like a classic FPL. I'm not saying it's a mistake, but you got 2 players there that've got to adjust to the Premier League still. They haven't even played in it before. That's a lot of money. Well, I've got 17 mil left. So this is. I'm not saying this is what I want to do. I could do that team with 4.5 mil back.
And you'd be on time. You've got 2 minutes left. You could then improve it slightly. 4.5 mil midfielder. Stick someone in, and then you can adjust.
I'm actually looking at the fixtures. Arsenal. So who's City got first? We got us. Okay, I've got to stand away.
I'm going to tell you who got the best starts to the fixtures. The top 4 teams in the fixture ticker, top 5 teams are Wolves, City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Brentford. We've got the best opening 6 fixtures in that order.
I think Jesus is going to score goals for Arsenal. Son is the person I'd like to get in, but 12 mil ain't cheap, son. I actually don't mind this team, you know. I actually don't mind it. I might just stick with it. Stick a little cheap 4.5 mil midfielder in there.
One tip I can give you could have a backup goalie as 4 million and then have a $500,000 then you can get to 5 mil. Normally you get the sub goalie for the first one in case he gets subbed and the other one plays. So who's the Brighton sub goalie? There you go. And then you got 5 mil from midfielder.
How long have I got?
38 seconds.
38 seconds, guys. We'll do another one of these videos before the season starts, guys. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to go Right, that actually, I don't know if he'll play, but if he plays 5 mil, that's
Right, secure it and sort of captain in 10 seconds.
Enter squad. There's my team. Captain, we're going big. Haaland. Oh, I need to fit Jesus in the starting lineup. Take Fofana out.
2,
And go like
1,
that.
and there's your team.
Bosh. And the phone rings. Bang on 10 minutes.
Perfect.
How's the alarm? That's not your phone ringing. That's my team. So I did that team in 10 minutes, guys. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm not saying it's terrible.
I've seen worse. I've also seen a lot better.
If I was to review my own team quickly, because obviously did that under time pressure, and I kind of also went big on new signings up front, which I wouldn't necessarily do. But Darwin obviously needs to adjust. He might not even start because they've got options, haven't they? They've got Jota, they've got Firmino, they've got Salah still, Diaz as well. So he might not even start. So that's probably a bad shout. I do think Jesus comes straight in and plays, personally, now Lacazette's gone. These three play. Frank Lampard loves Gordon. I know Spurs were trying to buy him, but so Maximin plays if he's fit. Coutinho definitely plays. Salah plays. Haaland, you'd think play, but I generally do tend to shy away from Man City players, even though they're absolute points fodder. It's because the rotation is a joke. I would assume Haaland's going to be as good as you're going to get in terms of a guaranteed City starter this year, but it might not even be the case. So it's risky. The whole front three is risky. You have a little review of my team then. Go on.
All right, so I think, first of all, you definitely do want to have 4.5 and a 4.0 goalie. Sanchez is not a bad shout, although Brighton's opening fixtures are Man United, Newcastle, West Ham. I personally am looking at Raya in that position with Brentford. White, I don't think is bad, but there's a better 4.5 million defender at Arsenal, which is Tomiyasu, who's much more attacking on the right-hand side.
Seems to get injured a lot.
He does get injured a lot, so it's an option. White's probably the safer pick, but he's going to pick you up 6 pointers when they get a clean sheet, not much else. Tomiyasu will get the same for the same price, and every now and then he might get a 10, 12, 11 pointer. Perisic, totally agree with. I think he's going to get rested because of his age, 33, but he is one of the first names on my team sheet. I think 5.5 million. Doherty's a little bit cheaper at 5 if you want to do that, but he's got some competition as well. We'll have to wait and see with them, but I think the upside's there. I fancy Spurs for a very high finish, sadly, this year. Alexander-Arnold, I think, is a must. He should have been more expensive, like you said. Right, the midfield, we only share one player in your whole midfield.
It's got to be the Egyptian King.
It's the Egyptian King, mate. Highest scorer in the game for many years running. Amazing opening fixture. Fulham away. That's the one thing, because you didn't have the time. The fixtures are so key for the opening season. I'll tell you why the fixtures are especially key this year, Spen. Because of the World Cup, we've effectively all got a third wild card. When the World Cup starts, we all get extra unlimited transfers. So effectively, your first wild card you have to use in the first, by like November. So basically, most people, although some do anyway, will play their wild card early.
Do we get a new wild card or do we just get
No, we get unlimited transfers through those periods. So it's like a forced wild card.
So that's a new rule I didn't know about. And the 6-minute Spencers or 10-minute Thomases aren't going to know about those rules.
So Coutinho I actually like at 7 million. I rate Villa, I rate Stevie G. I think he could be a good little option. St. Maximin, again, he's back as a midfielder. He's got a good opening day fixture, don't mind it. Gordon, I think he's all right, but Everton's opening fixture is very difficult. I think there's better options at his price. But yeah, you're right. Darwin for me is just way too much money to spend on someone that might not play and be rotated a lot.
I did that to really represent. Yes, I think there's a lot of boys and girls out there who are going to throw him in, not thinking about it.
He's got a good opening fixture. The other way to look at it is when you're going to spend extra money on players, you want them to be the captaincy options. So like Salah and Haaland's fixtures rotate nice. Captain Salah first week, captain Haaland second week, if he's going to be playing. Whereas Darwin, you sort of got him in there spending a bit of money. You're never going to captain him over Salah. So should you get in a different captaincy option if you go in higher up the price brackets. But the team, other than that, is looking solid. Bailey is a decent option, low price, if he's going to play. For Fofana, I think you could do better because I don't think he is going to play. And every single defender at Leicester is 4.5 million. So you can
why don't you think he's going to play?
Because I think they've got a lot of other players. I don't think he's guaranteed, whereas someone like Justin, I think, will play in their first team, and he's the same price, and he's more attacking. He's a fullback, not a centre-back. Look, I don't think it's too bad, considering the time constraints you had. Considering everything, you didn't get to look at fixtures, you didn't know about some of the rules, and you just did it in 10 minutes. I'm going to give it a 7. I mean, because you know what I like about it? You've taken some risks, and those risks could pay big. Coutinho could pay big. Talisman, one of those guys on set pieces when he's on the pitch. Darwin and Jesus could go massive. They also could be risks. So
if I had an extra 20 seconds, as well as designing my kit, I would have actually made Salah captain, not Haaland. And I've already done it, but I would have swapped Bailey and Fofana to Bailey's sub.
If I had 3 changes I'd make...
let's just see your team now. Okay, we have cleared my team. It's now time for Seb to talk us through his team. So, obviously, Seb, you had more than your 10 minutes to make this.
I do spend a lot more time on it than you, but the biggest cheat code is I just watch Andy Let's Talk FPL's videos, to be honest, and you get everything you need to know.
But who did better last year, you or him?
Me slightly, but I don't just copy what he does, obviously.
That's what I'm saying.
But he puts the time and the research into looking at fixtures and talks about things. So I'll just take a lot of inspiration from that.
Yeah.
And I listen to 1 or 2 FPL podcasts when I go running in the week, and that they just talk about all their own teams. You get enough options, then I use that thought process to look at the team myself and make my decisions.
You've also got like Twitter lists, and you've got these
I've
websites.
got some Twitter lists. Yeah, there's other websites you can use to like track like effective ownership, which players are owned by the most amount of people, and then I like to bet against that sometimes. I like to bet against players that I think have got a high potential but are owned low, because that's how you make big gains. And also, who's big owned that you need to get in as like a safety blanket. But anyway, let's
6 Hour
build my
Seb.
teams. Right, in goal, I've gone Raya. Brentford, he's cheap. He makes some good saves. He was very well performing before he got injured last year. He's got very good opening fixtures. So in the sub goalie, I've gone for that strategy of the backup goalie at Brentford. I'm not entirely sure it's definitely him, but I've gone Balcom at 4 million just to get as much money off the bench as possible.
It's not someone you expect to play, basically.
No, I'm gonna stick it with him. But instead of Mendy, I want to root into the Chelsea defence, and I've gone for Ben Chilwell. Him and Reece James are exactly the same price at 6 million. Chilwell, stats-wise, when he was on the pitch, was getting more points per minute than Reece James. But that was over a smaller sample because he got injured. But I'm going to go with Chilwell. Could easily be Reece James.
Chilwell obviously missed a lot of last year for injury.
Yeah.
So you've got Chilwell at defence, 6 mil.
I've got Trent, standard. I think he's just cheat code at that price. Not really a decision to make. You could save $500,000 and get Robertson, but I'm going Trent. Okay. I've then got your boy Perisic. I think he's a game breaker at that stage.
So a couple, only just the 2 similarities so far. Perisic and Trent.
I have also then got Robertson as well, by the way. I've doubled up
Trent
on the
and
Liverpool
Robertson.
defence. I've gone Trent or Robertson. I'm not 100% sold on that. For me, the third Liverpool slot, obviously I'm going to get Salah, is between Robertson and Diaz. And Robertson's $1 million cheaper, basically. So I've gone with Robertson there.
So that's quite expensive. So I'm guessing your next defender is a cheap one.
Cancelo.
What?
I've gone big at the back. I'll potentially start 5-4-1. I think if you look at the players that are around 6-7 million in midfield and attack, they're nowhere near as valuable or guaranteed to play as these guys. So I want them all on the pitch.
I can't believe how much money you've spent in defence. Yeah. So you might play all 5 of them.
That's the plan, is they all would start.
5 at the back. Okay.
Mo Salah, he's the most expensive player in the game breaker. Can't go against him. He'll be my captain first week.
Okay.
Now I need to save some cash. Now I think the best value midfielder, purely because he's an important player, one of the best players in their team, will be involved in a lot of the stuff they do. Very good opening fixtures. They're top of that fixture ticker list, is Neto at Wolves. 5.5 million. He comes in straight away. Now, this is interesting. I think you need a player at around the 8 million point. Because there's one thing that I think if you take it a bit more seriously, you need to do. Price ranges are quite important because no one knows how each team's going to start, who's going to play. There's a lot of good players around the 8 million mark. You've got Saka, you've got Kulusevski, you've got Foden, you've got Grealish, you've got Rafinha, you've got Mount. Some of these players are going to be very important. We don't know which one yet. So if you've got a player around that price point, you can move to them easy if you've got the wrong one.
I see the logic.
And if you don't have a player around that price, a bit more, a bit less, sometimes 2 transfers to get to them. So my £8 million player is actually Kulusevski. The reason I've got him...
I had him last year. He was very good for me.
He's very good. He's gone up a lot in price. The problem with him is, how does Richarlison factor into things? My bet is, because Richarlison's got that ban, Kulusevski starts the first game, which is a very good game, Southampton at home. I think he's going to play to start with, and it's his position to lose. He's going to be my 8 million placeholder for now. Kane is an option. Son is now 12 million. Like, he's a great option, but 12 million. Kane's even less than Son now, which is crazy. The next midfield position for me is going to be Martinelli, which is a risk, but at 6 million, he's so cheap. I'd love to have Saka instead, but it's 2 million more. He's got competition now with Jesus up front. He's got Nketiah up front. He's got Smith Rowe on the left, Erdegaard, all playing those.
They've also signed Vieira.
So that's a risk, but it's 6 million. It's a risk I'm willing to take because there's a chance he's on penalties.
Arsenal now have 3 Gabriels, by the way.
Right, my last midfield place is very much a bench fodder placeholder, and it is Andreas at Man United, who I think could go to Fulham and become a pivotal player for them. He's someone that's going to sit on the bench. He could be my number 2 sub most of the first game week. Probably unlikely to come on, but if he does come on, he's going to get minutes. If he gets the move to Fulham, could easily be any other 4.5 million midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he is linked with Fulham, but my sources tell me that his preference is to continue his loan move in Brazil, where he's from, which means we might not see him again in the Prem.
I have to change him then, yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be the case.
My sources are not reliable. They're HP and Tomato, so...
Right, there's only one more starting player because I'm obviously going to be playing 5-4-1. Well, potentially playing that.
Is
And
it the big boy?
It's the big dog. Stick him in, Spenny.
I haven't looked at percentage picks yet, but I reckon a lot of people have got Haaland.
Yeah, Haaland's crucial for me. His fixtures are incredible. He's probably the only number 9 at City. So if he's going to play, he's almost a must-have potentially. We'll have to see how it pans out. But
Let me see. What's all you got? You got 10 mil left, right?
Yep.
Let me see if I can guess your last 2 strikers because they're gonna have to be around the 5 mil mark.
I don't think you will.
I reckon you've gone with him because he could go West Ham and he could go. I'm hearing that Everton are trying to buy him. A couple of options. You could go Delap as an off the bench City option. This is probably wrong, but they're the 2 I'm going with.
Okay, so you're right. I've got a 4.5. I wouldn't get Delap because he blocks a City position. If I need to get, if I want to move Kulusevski to Foden or Grealish or even Mahrez, who's 8 million, I wouldn't block that position. So I've just gone for it again. Someone's probably going to change. It's Taylor at Forest.
Never heard of him.
He's again. It's a 4.5 million forward. Could easily be Greenwood at Leeds if he's going to play. Could be anyone like that. Really.
Was I right about Broja?
You were not, but he's a good option. The one I've gone with.
Benteke? Edward?
It's Undav at Brighton, their new signing up front.
Okay.
I rate Potter, I rate their style of play. They're one of the highest underperformers of XG in the last few years. They just need a striker to put the goals away. At 5.5 mil, if he's going to play, he'll be my first sub. So you can save that team and then you can do my lineup if you like.
So that is Seb's starting team if the FPL season was kicking off tomorrow. So similarities, we both had Alexander-Arnold, Perisic, Salah and Haaland. That's the only one. So just 4 out of 15 players shared. Seb's surprised me in his 5 at the back, big, expensive defender approach. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. Which team do you prefer? Also, let us know in the comments below who's going to be in your team. Is there someone that neither Seb nor I have picked that you think's got to be in that team? Don't forget to join our leagues, though. We've both got some decent-sized leagues on FPL. In fact, Seb, didn't someone in both our leagues do amazing?
Ben. So Ben from Mad for FPL won both my mini league and your mini league, and he had a finished overall rank in the world of 17th.
Ridiculous. And out of how many?
About 9 million, 8 million.
Mate.
Same.
That's decent from you, Ben. If you're watching, Ben, get involved in the league again. Good luck. There's a link in the description for our leagues. If you haven't joined them already, join them. If you're in them before, just make sure you rejoin them. And yeah, we'll have another video on this before the season starts. Don't forget to get involved in FM versus mode. If you want some big fun, FM is just the best game ever, guys. I love it. I'm still playing it way too much. Get involved. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing all the Chicago gear, it is because in a few days from now, when you see this video, I'm going to be playing for the Chicago Cubs in a baseball event at Crystal Palace Park in London, the Home Run Derby X. I'm basically been training to become a professional baseball player. There will be a video on my channel at the end of the process. We've got events in London, South Korea and Mexico, and hopefully I hit some home runs. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, don't go changing.